Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for me.
All right, let me start off with you, sir. What do you, I mean, what exactly is going on with the People's Democratic Party in the Southeast? Is all well?
Thank you very much. Double thank you. Thank you very much once again. The People's Democratic Party Southeast is very much intact. There is nothing, absolutely nothing going on with the People's Democratic Party Southeast. First of all, let me correct an impression that the meeting that was held a few days ago by Governor Peter Mbah and the former member of the People's Democratic Party and the former Southeast Zonal chairman of the party, Chief Ali Odefa, was an illegal gathering of some group of friends. So the party at the center wouldn't want to, the party at the Southeast, as you can see, I am a member of the Southeast PP. So the party in the Southeast is not perturbed by that meeting and that resolution, so to say, because we know that he holds no water. The reason is this. On the 22nd of February 2025, the PDP wanted to host the Southeast Zonal Congress because the tenure of the entire Southeast Zonal executives has expired. So while they were about to hold that Zonal Congress, on the 21st, there was a court order from Court 9, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Federal High Court by Justice Bagore, putting a stop to that Congress. So the INEC, who is to monitor Congress, who has that responsibility, honored the court order. The police honored the court order, and the party, in honor of court order, stopped the Congress. So the Congress did not hold, and no zonal executive of the Southeast was produced. Then, on the 26th of February, Governor Peter Mbah and Ali Odefa went to conduct their own squad Congress at a venue in Enugu against the director of the party at the national. I want to let you know that the South PDP is not a decision-making body for the party at the center. It is an offshoot of the party at the center. So whatever they do at the zonal is a directive from the center. So while they went to conduct that service, Ali Odefa, who was the former member of our party, was having a problem in his home state, Ebonyi State, Abakaliki. So while he was in the field trying to conduct that kangaroo court congress, the Federal High Court in Abakaliki removed him, in fact, affirmed the decision of his board of his local government of the state, expelling him from the party. So while he was standing in the field conducting the so-called congress, he was not eligible to conduct such a congress because he was no longer a member of the party. Some of us that watched that video that day will see how he hid his face in shame on television. Even Peter Mbah was standing aloof, not knowing what to do. So you cannot just wake up and build something on nothing. So the meeting that they called, calling on the party at the center to honor what is unconstitutional, is an aberration, is an affront on the party, is a disrespect to members of the People's Democratic Party like us who are from the Southeast. Now you can tell me how many members of the Southeast that are there. It's a group of friends that came together and wanted to flex muscles. Now, why are you calling for the recognition of Udeh-Okoye? Is Udeh-Okoye a national secretary? No. Now, you made a mention earlier. I want to correct that Anyanwu is not laying claim to the position of national secretary. It is Udeh-Okoye that is laying claim. Okay, Senator Samuel Anyanwu is a duly elected national secretary of the PDP at a congress organized nationwide by the entire nation, not people from the Southeast. Okay, but some now the position of national secretary is a position. Yes, a position. The position of national secretary is not a position to the Southeast. It is a position to the entire South. You have the national chairman in the North, then you have the national secretary in the South.
All right, just to come in here, I mean, for some members of the party, they feel that the recommendation, of Udeh-Okoye, which has been ignored, according to them, despite, long-standing loyalty, with key emphasis to the word, their loyalty to the party over the years, might seem or reflect some level of betrayal. Don't you also think that is the case here?
No, that is not the case. That is not the case. The issue here is, I don't know if you know where this started from. The issue here we are talking about is somebody was elected as a national secretary at the convention. He has a 4-year tenure, which is passed by December 2025. And then he went to run for governorship election, which the constitution mandated him to go and run. He wrote to the party, obtained leave of absence to go and run for his election, didn't win the election, and came back to his position. So while he was away, some group of guys in Enugu, led by Governor Peter Abba, who is supposed to focus in the governance of Enugu State, said they want to remove him from the position that he was elected and bring somebody from the South East to serve out the tenure of an elected officer. I don't know the local government that Peter Abba comes from. Assuming I wake up tomorrow and I call some persons from his local government and say, I am removing him as a governor and bring somebody who is from his local government to serve out his tenure. Is it done anywhere in the world? Somebody is elected and you're bringing someone and you're recommending someone. So you're trying to force the party into impunity, into doing what is unconstitutional, into going against their own party rules and ethics. And people are clapping for them. Is that how low we have come to in this country? In fact, the actions of Governor Peter Abba has even made me begin to doubt. At a time, some people took him to court for certificate forgery before he got himself cleared. Some of us are beginning to think that those people that took him to court have reason to do that. Because I don't expect you as a lawyer to look at the constitution of your party. If you go to INEC website, a section of that constitution is there, section 47.5, that gives that provision that an elected officer does not need to resign a position, but may wish to. Is optional. The Electoral Act for the 2023 election did not give a provision to that. He was silent on it. So we have gotten to the point that somebody will sit in his bedroom, you will ask your a side chick to go and take over the position of the main wife because the wife went for a move on for the daughter down there in the UK or something. So that is the kind of things we are looking at. We expect the personality of Governor Peter Abba to at least focus on the governance of the state. He has wasted 2 years of Enugu State mandate pursuing nothing, sharing monies to some social media job ads, sending them on national television to cause chaos, to cause embarrassment, because you think you want to be the only cop that goes in the Southeast, because you are the only governor in the Southeast.
Don't you also think what is
So
going
we
on
don't want to condone that in the Southeast.
Don't you also think what is going on within your party further deepens the internal crisis? Because we are beginning to see guilt of defection, from your party to the ruling party. So with this happening right now, don't you think this will further deepen disaffection, disloyalty, and maybe defection from the People's Democratic Party to other parties?
I want to assure you that because we cannot kowtow to their boho. Because you're threatening to leave the party does not mean we should do the wrong thing. If we agree to their threats and succumb to their because of I can't remember the adage now, that means we have succeeded in destroying the party completely. Because if we allow somebody that is not elected to sign a document on behalf of someone that is elected, it's a call for anathema. It is a call for any opposition to go to court and say you are not the right person to have an issue to sign this document. This is a constitutional thing. So if you want to defect, you don't need to threaten us that you want to defect. Why are you pushing threats? You have tried to defect to the APC. The APC state chairman in Enugu State told you not to come, that you're not going to be welcomed. So you come back to the television crying wolves. Delta state governor and all the elected executives, they are defected. Did they come to threaten the party that if they don't do this, that they are going to defect? If a dog that wants to bite does not need to start backing you. So you want to defect, go ahead and defect. The party has seen defections before, and PDP is too strong. In 2015, Atiku Abubakar, our former presidential candidate, led 5 governors out of the party, and all their senatorial House of Reps and all their structures across the states out of the party. Did the party die? No. Did the party fall? No. The party was very strong for them to even come back and contest it again under PDP 2023. So if Governor Peter Abba feels that there is a reason for him to defect to another party, for reasons best known to him, he should not trot up silly excuses, so to say, apologies. He should not come up with some wanted reasons, some things that are very unconstitutional as a lawyer, and you want to back it up with sentiment and expect us to buy that, so that if we don't do what is wrong, you will leave the party. Go ahead and leave the party. We are not going to do what is wrong. The Southeast PDP will not do what is wrong. The National Secretary of the party is Senator Samuel Anyanwu, and he is going to serve out his tenure come December 10th, 2025. Anybody that is not willing to stay to the party and see that the party comes out of the quagmire which they have caused us, it's very much free to leave. There are persons who have left the party and the party did not die, like I said.
All right. I mean, you are the zonal secretary of the PDP in Imo State, and it's your position by virtue of it makes you a major stakeholder. I'm still staying on the issue of defection right now, and the perception by maybe people from the opposition saying that maybe the party might even be sinking because there are several holes right now, as it appears, on that umbrella. So I'm going to ask you, I know that recently there was some sort of major meeting that happened at the center to sort of address some of these issues that is causing internal rancor within the party. Part of those in attendance was even the minister of the FCT. My question to you is this, Mr. Arthur. Looking at that meeting with what is happening right now, would you say there is progress in addressing these grievances?
Yeah, that was the Supreme Court addressed these grievances a long time ago. A few months, 2 months ago now. That's when this issue was addressed. Don't forget that this same issue of the National Secretary was instituted from any state high court by Governor Peter and Ali Odefa. And the Udeh-Okoye was the one they took to, they went to court itself. So they started from the high court, they went to the appeal court, they got to Supreme Court. And Supreme Court said, no, Udeh-Okoye, you are a medium interloper. I don't know if you know when the Supreme Court has used such place of paper, that you are a medium interloper. You did not even partake in the Congress. You did not buy from for the Congress. That the party should go and follow their internal mechanism. And the internal mechanism of the party is, if there is anybody that should benefit in this, peradventure there is vacancy, which of course there is no vacancy, starting from when Anyanwu was going to run for his governorship election. It shouldn't be you, Udeh-Okoye. The Supreme Court also addressed a lot of things, threw away the judgment of the High Court, threw away the judgment of the Appeal Court, and upheld all the prayers of the National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu. So this group of guys went back and started again to cause disaffection in the party because they want to leave. So a meeting has been called. The National Working Committee of the party have taken a position on that. The Governors Forum have taken a position on that. If you can remember too, the Governors Forum were of the view some time ago that someone should continue to act, not to Udeh-Okoye, by the way. But after a thorough meeting they had on Sunday, they came to realize that they have been making mistakes all this while. That Anyanwu should continue to sign the documents of the People's Democratic Party pending when they will have the SEC meeting. And that was why the party gave the Anambra governorship form, which they rejected all the ones signed by the Zetonji, back to Anyanwu on Monday, 12th of this month. And Anyanwu signed and it was submitted. So Anyanwu has been performing his duties as the National Secretary of the party. So, if you talked about the possibility of opposition parties taking advantage of it, well, it happens in every political party. I said there last time on the very platform that Labour Party is having their own issues. PDP is having their own issues. In fact, we're even happy that our own issues is coming 2 years before the general election. So we will have the time to nurse our wounds, mend our wounds, and heal, and come back and contest the election. Compared to APC, where most of them are planning to or even run to. Because you're running to them because you think they are in power. What if they refuse your ticket tomorrow? There will be a possible implosion in APC, and they will still come back to this PDP again.
All right.
The umbrella is very, very big and large enough to accommodate any member of the party.
Okay, let me leave you for a moment, Arthur Ugochukwu, Zonal Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, and bring in the chairman of the PDP in Abia State, Amah Abraham. Thank you for your time, sir. It's a pleasure having you on the program. Maybe I should just ask you to, just an open question. What's going on with the PDP, particularly what we are seeing as regards this tussle or talk around the position of National Secretary?
Well, the truth remains that a judgment has been delivered by the Supreme Court. And in that judgment, there are basic two takeaways from that judgment. One of the takeaway is that the earlier judgment of Federal High Court and that of the Court of Appeal was not upheld, and those were the judgments that have tried somehow to prompt up the name of Chief Udeh-Okoye as National Secretary. The Supreme Court stood down that judgment and made it very, very clear. And then another takeaway from that judgment is that it is the business of the party to determine its own how it runs its affairs and how their officers have been elected. You will recall that Senator Anyanwu, the current national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, was elected in the National Convention. And as such, by our Constitution, he can only be removed by the National Convention. There is no other way to remove him. The National Convention remains the highest decision-making body of any political party in Nigeria. And for the People's Democratic Party, the case is not different. That is the highest decision-making body. And when the highest decision-making body of an organization have taken a decision, no lesser body of that organization can truncate that decision. And again, very recently, I was a member of the committee, that 7-man committee that conducted primaries in Oka sometime last month. And after that exercise, a candidate emerged. And as I speak to you, a few days ago, the name of that candidate has officially been submitted to INEC. The fundamental question is, who is the person who submitted, whose signature submitted that name to INEC? Of course, no other person except our highly respected acting national chairman in the person of Alhaji Damadu, and that of the national secretary in the person of distinguished Senator Samuel Anyanwu. So to try to play out anything outside Anyanwu is a disservice to the constitution of our party, to democracy, and an intent to cause further trouble. And I want to seal this by saying that some few weeks ago, our respected governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, they met at Uyo and took some fundamental decisions. And few days ago, that same body saw the need to expand the scope of that engagement and discussion. They had another meeting at the Bauchi State Governor's Lodge, where they expanded that meeting to involve not only the present governors, but former governors and other critical stakeholders of the party, like the national chairman. And in that meeting, a high-powered 7-man committee headed by the former governor of Kwara State and former Senate President, Senator Saraki, was appointed the chairman to chair a 7-man committee to look into all issues, every issues that is creating some kind of division in the party, and propose a harmonization. It is therefore unfortunate that 2-3 days after that meeting, that there is another meeting at Enugu where people are trying to cause further trouble. That is not acceptable, and it cannot stand the test of time. Senator Anyanwu, by the special grace of God, remains the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party.
All right, Mr. Abraham, just a quick one. Before you continue, just a quick one, and I'm just going to ask you straight up. I mean, looking at what is happening right now, as the party's chairman in Abia State, are you worried that there might be further defection?
Well, this is a season of transfer. Let me call it season of transfer if it's football. It's a season of transfer. I will not be surprised that if the situation is not properly handled, because already in the communique issued at Enugu, I saw a threat in the last paragraph of that communique, where they try to say that if their position is not withheld, that they will reconsider their position with the People's Democratic Party. And I also want to add that any attempt to surcharge Senator Anyanwu will also make people like us to also consider our future relationship with the party.
All right, thank you so much. Quickly, let me go back to Arthur. Arthur, in 30 seconds, your final remark on this issue, and what would be your message to those members of the party that you feel are causing a crisis?
Well, thank you once again. My very last message to the members of our party that are causing this problem is let them come and submit themselves to the leadership of the party, heavily led by the acting national chairman, Ambassador Balu, and the indefatigable national secretary of the party, Senator Samuel Anyanwu. That PDP is the only place that has given them, PDP is the only place that has them positions as governors, even protected them when they were being vilified. And then talking about telling the party or encouraging the party to do what is unconstitutional just for your selfish interest will not just better their own, to better their own lot, will not just derail the party that is their very own, but will put the entire country in a serious abeyance. So I will urge them to sheathe their swords, go to their bedrooms, pray to God for forgiveness, and be good party members under this very interesting and very, very legitimate leadership of the party.
All right, thank you. The same question also goes to you, sir, Mr. Abraham. Your final thought or your final word to party members that you suspect or you think are behind this problem. Did you get me, sir?
To do their work and propose a kind of harmonium, a kind of position that will be the best position for the advancement of the party and to get everybody involved. They should allow that committee to submit their reports in the next 10 days or so. They should allow that committee. And I believe that the caliber of personalities appointed in that committee have what it takes to provide an agenda that will be able to see the party overcome the present challenges we are having.
All right, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time on the program. Amah Abraham is the chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Abia State, and Arthur Ugochukwu is the Zonal Secretary of the PDP, joining virtually from Imo State. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure once again. Thank you for your time.